gentlemen, please join me in welcoming someone who brings it all together, Mark Mellman.
Thank you, Ben, for that very kind introduction. Ben was telling some of the pollster jokes. I will say, you know, my mother talks to her friends, as mothers do, about what their sons do. And I was explaining their son was a pollster. Her friends said, boy, do I have a sofa for him. So all kinds of things that we get to work on in our profession. It's really a pleasure to be here with you. It was not a great pleasure to come to this traffic, I must say. I spent a lot of time in this area as a student some years ago, and it's great to be back, but I will say that it's not a change for the better, the increased traffic. But I do want to spend a few minutes talking about the political environment as we go into 2012, and particularly about the presidential election, and I'll be happy to take your questions about that or anything else that might strike your fancy that I might have something to say about. Could have something to say about almost anything, but something that's relevant to the politics, at least in some tangential way. The New York Times had the New York Times Magazine had a story a couple of weeks ago by their resident statistician that was headlined with a question mark, is Barack Obama toast? And the implication of the piece really was pretty much yes, Barack Obama is toast. That if you look at the political environment, if you look at the difficult straits the country is in, if you look at that in the context of American history, American political history, that this is a president who is very unlikely to get reelected. That was the storyline that was in that piece, and indeed that storyline has been abroad in the land at any number of different venues, any number of different places. You hear that repeated in various ways and in various fashions. What I want to argue this evening, though, is that it's not quite so simple. That in fact, President Obama is in a pretty good position to get reelected. In fact, if you look at what is the most broad-based forecasting model around, it's something called Polyvote. You can look at it, polyvote.com, that looks at all of the different, a wide variety of different ways to think about forecasting an election and puts them all together. It looks at econometric models that deal with the economy, looks at poll data, it looks at history, looks at all kinds of different, looks at the political markets where people buy shares based on how likely they think various candidates are to win. They put all that vote data together, and they say that Barack Obama is likely to win with 51.8% of the vote. Now, as a partisan Democrat, I can tell you that is way too close for comfort. Nobody kicks back and says, well, 51.8, no problem, we got a 1, it's on the bag. That portends a very close, very hard-fought, very difficult, and very contentious race. Those have been talking about raising the level of political dialogue. I'm not sure that anything I'm going to say or anything that's going to happen in the course of this campaign over the next year is really going to raise the level of political dialogue in the country. But that's a different topic, which I'd be happy to discuss, but a different topic than this evening. In any event, it's going to be a very difficult, very hard-fought, very contentious campaign, but you can't sit on the plus side of 50 and say toast in the same sentence. Those are just not compatible kinds of analysis. So what is it that leads Polyvote, in essence, and me as well, to say it's really, the odds are somewhat better than 50-50 that President Obama gets reelected? I am something of a fundamentalist when it comes to presidential politics. That is not a statement of religious conviction. It is a statement about what I think is important in presidential elections, or what's really most important in presidential elections. And those are the fundamentals. It is not the day-to-day activity we see. It's not the debate glitch. It's not whether somebody moves too close or moves too far away on the podium at the debate from the audience or from the other candidate. Those things have a role. Those things can be important. But really, it's these fundamental structural dynamics that set the context within which